Just landed in Russia. It's minus 34 Celsius, and your boy is headed to the front line.
I'm gonna rob you if you keep walking away.
Just landed in Russia, it's minus 34 degrees and your boy is headed to the front lines. With those chilling words, Vitaly Zdorovetskiy officially announced his return to the world after being missing for nearly a year. But this isn't a hero's welcome. After spending 290 days in a Philippine jail, sharing a cell with rats and cockroaches in 35-degree heat, Vitaly is back and he's already causing a massive storm online. Think about the contrast. One day he's in the humid, tropical prisons of Manila, and the next he's in the freezing Siberian winter of Russia, joking about going to the war's front lines. Is he actually going to fight, or is this just another desperate attempt to stay relevant after his career nearly ended in a foreign jail? Today, we are diving into the full, dark story of Vitaly's downfall in the Philippines, the footage that locked him up, and the brutal reality of his 290 days in hell.
Just landed in Russia. It's minus 34 Celsius, and your boy is headed to the front lines. I'm free, baby!
Last year, Vitaly went to Manila, the capital of the Philippines. He wasn't there for a nice vacation. He went there to get views on his kick stream. He even titled his videos, "Disturbing the Peace." Think about that. He told the whole world he was there to break the peace. He walked around busy areas like BGC and Taguig, acting like he owned the place. He treated local people like they were just toys for his camera. He walked up to security guards who take their jobs very seriously and made fun of them. He even tried to steal things from local shops, calling it just a prank when people got angry. But Vitaly forgot one important thing. The Philippines is a country that values respect. You cannot go into someone's country and intentionally cause trouble. The police there didn't care about his millions of followers. They saw a man causing problems for their citizens. They decided to show him that their laws are not a joke.
I'm gonna rob you if you keep walking away. Very important question for you. Can I shove this up your booty?
Huliin mo yan. Huliin mo.
This is where things got very real. While Vitaly was still in jail, the Philippine government did something they almost never do for a streamer. The Interior Secretary, Jonvic Remula, held a major press conference. Vitaly was brought into the room wearing a yellow detainee shirt. He looked completely different, tired, messy, and defeated. Secretary Remula didn't treat him like a star. He spoke directly to the world and said, "We welcome tourists, but we expect them to follow our laws. Let this be a reminder to everyone." Remula made it clear that Vitaly was being deported and blacklisted forever. This wasn't just a legal move, it was a public shaming. The government wanted to show that clout is not a shield. If you disrespect the Philippines, you will be treated like a criminal, not a celebrity.
Imagine this. One day you're broadcasting to millions of fans. Next, the president of an entire country is calling you crazy on national television. President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. didn't just criticize Vitaly, he publicly eviscerated him. On his official YouTube channel, Marcos spoke with undisguised anger, declaring this person is out of his mind.
To understand why this happened in the Philippines, we have to look at Vitaly's history. This isn't his first time behind bars, not even close. Vitaly has built his entire career on breaking the law for views. Back in 2014, he was arrested for climbing the famous Hollywood sign. In 2016, he spent time in jail for running onto the field during the NBA Finals. And who can forget 2020? He went to Egypt and climbed the Great Pyramids of Giza. He spent 5 days in a dark Egyptian prison, and at that time, he told everyone he would never do it again. He said that jail changed him, but clearly it didn't. He has been arrested in the US, in Europe, and in Africa, but he always thought his fame and his money would get him out. He treated every country like a playground, but the Philippines is different. They don't care if you are a superstar or a YouTuber. When you break their laws, you serve their time. This 290-day sentence was a build-up of years of him thinking he was above the law. The Philippines didn't just punish him for one stream, they punished him for a decade of arrogance.
That belief came Vitaly's greatest weapon and his fatal weakness. He took his recklessness international, streaking at major sporting events, illegally climbing the pyramids of Giza in 2020, earning 5 days in an Egyptian jail.
9 months, 290 days. To most people, that's almost a year. To Vitaly, it was a living nightmare. Let's talk about where he actually was. Philippine jails, especially the immigration detention centers, are notorious for being some of the toughest in the world. We aren't talking about a private cell with a TV. We are talking about massive overcrowding. Vitaly described a world where air conditioning conditioning doesn't exist. In the middle of the Philippine summer, the heat inside those walls can reach 40 degrees Celsius. He recently shared that he had to share his space with rats and cockroaches every single night, but the physical pain wasn't the worst part. He revealed that he spent 91 days in complete solitary confinement. Think about the psychology of that. Vitaly is a man who is addicted to the noise of the internet, the comments, and the live chats. Taking all of that away and putting him in a dark room for 3 months is the ultimate digital detox, but a forced one. The Philippine government didn't just want to punish his body, they wanted to break his ego. They wanted him to understand that when the camera stops rolling, you are just another prisoner. This long sentence shows that the authorities were tired of influencers coming to their country to farm clout at the expense of their dignity. We also need to talk about where this is happening. Vitaly moved from YouTube to a platform called Kick. Kick is famous for having almost no rules. It rewards IRL streamers for being as crazy and offensive as possible. It has created a new breed of nuisance streamers. Think about Johnny Somali, the streamer who was recently kicked out of Japan for harassing people. There is a toxic competition between these guys. They want to see who can get the most clout by being the most disrespectful. Vitaly saw Johnny Somali getting all the attention, and he wanted to prove he was still the king. He went to the Philippines to show he could be even more wild. But this competition is leading these creators straight to prison. The era of nuisance streaming is hitting a brick wall. Countries are sharing information, and they are now ready for people like Vitaly the moment they land at the airport. And now, Vitaly is back in Russia, from the tropical heat of Manila to the minus 34-degree freeze of Siberia. But look at his first video back. Is he humble? Is he sorry? No. He is laughing. He is joking about heading to the front lines of the war. This is where we have to be very real. This isn't a game. There is a brutal conflict going on right now. Real people are losing their lives, families are being torn apart, and thousands are suffering on those front lines every single day. For Vitaly to use that kind of human tragedy as a punchline for a clout video is beyond disrespectful. It is heartless. It shows that even after 290 days in a rat-infested jail, he learned absolutely nothing. He is still the same person who thinks everything is a joke as long as the camera is rolling. But think about the danger he is walking into. Russia is not Hollywood. They do not have the same patience for pranksters that the West does. If he keeps trying to disturb the peace in Russia like he did in the Philippines, he might find out that Russian prisons are even darker and colder. He has already lost his home in America because of his legal status. He has been kicked out of the Philippines for life. He is running out of places to go. His career as a global prankster is effectively dead, and he is now a man with millions of views but zero respect from anyone with common sense. The world is finally moving on from this toxic nuisance culture. We are tired of streamers who think they can travel to foreign countries, harass the locals, and break the law just to get some donations on Kick. Vitaly is now the ultimate warning to every creator out there. If you don't respect the world and the people in it, the world will eventually take everything from you. Your fame won't save you, and your money won't buy back the years you lose in a cell. But now, I want to hear from you. This is a massive debate in the streaming community. Do you think the Philippine government was too harsh by keeping him for nearly 10 months, or was this the only way to stop someone like him? And what is your take on his frontline joke? Is it just his style of humor, or has he finally crossed a line that can never be uncrossed? Do you think he can ever make a comeback, or is his era officially over? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I want to see a real, serious discussion on this. If you think it's time to end this toxic clout culture and start holding these streamers accountable, hit that like button. And if you're new here, make sure to subscribe and turn on the bell icon so you don't miss our next deep dive into the dark side of the internet. Thanks for hanging out with me today.